According to Buddhist teachings, the intention behind one's actions is more important than the actions themselves. Masturbation is generally viewed as a natural and healthy expression of human sexuality, as long as it is done mindfully and without causing harm to oneself or others. The key is to approach it with self-awareness, without being driven by craving or aversion. Ultimately, the Buddha's teachings encourage us to cultivate inner peace, compassion, and a balanced relationship with our desires. Lesson 1. Understand your intentions. In this lesson, we explore the significance of understanding our motivations behind the act of masturbation. The Buddha emphasized that our actions are deeply shaped by our intentions, the underlying reasons that drive our behaviors. When it comes to masturbation, it's crucial to pause and reflect on why we feel the desire to engage in this practice. Are we motivated by a genuine sense of self-care, seeking pleasure and self-discovery in a healthy manner? Or is it a way to momentarily escape from unpleasant emotions or stresses in our lives? By honestly examining our intentions, we gain valuable insight into our inner workings and motivations. Are we seeking genuine self-love and self-care, or are we using masturbation as a temporary distraction or coping mechanism? As the Buddha wisely said, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. This profound teaching reminds us that our thoughts and intentions shape our actions and ultimately define who we are. So by understanding and aligning our intentions with positive values such as self-love and self-awareness, we can cultivate a healthier relationship with ourselves and our sexuality. Lesson 2. Embrace sexual energy. Here is the text rewritten. The Buddhist tradition recognizes the profound significance of human sexuality, rather than viewing it as something to be shunned. Instead, Buddhism invites us to embrace and work with this powerful energy in a mindful way that supports our spiritual growth. We can think of sexual energy as a dynamic, ever-flowing river coursing through the depths of our being. Attempting to completely dam or suppress this energy would only lead to its inevitable overflow and potential destruction. The Buddhist approach encourages us to cultivate awareness and discernment, much like skilled engineers designing an intricate irrigation system to harness the river's power for the benefit of all. In the teachings of the Buddha, we find wisdom that speaks directly to this aspect of our humanity. His words, "Your work is to discover your world, and then with all your heart, give yourself to it," serve as a poignant reminder of our responsibility to engage fully with the totality of our human experience, including our sexuality. This means recognizing and honoring the natural impulses and desires that arise within us, while also approaching them with mindfulness and wisdom. By doing so, we can learn to navigate the complexities of our sexual energy with grace and integrity, using it as a catalyst for personal growth and spiritual awakening. Lesson 3. Release guilt and shame. Here is the text rewritten. Guilt and shame around masturbation are common experiences for many people. These emotions often stem from societal norms and cultural conditioning that teach us to view certain aspects of our sexuality as taboo or sinful. However, in Buddhism, there is an emphasis on letting go of these negative emotions and cultivating self-compassion instead. The Buddha's wisdom reminds us that we are deserving of love and affection, just like every other being. By recognizing our inherent worthiness, we can begin to release the burden of guilt and shame. This involves practicing self-compassion, treating ourselves with kindness, understanding, and acceptance, even in moments of perceived imperfection or struggle. Through mindful self-reflection, we can observe our thoughts and emotions about masturbation without judgment. By cultivating a non-judgmental attitude, we can unravel the conditioning and societal expectations that have shaped our beliefs about sexuality. This allows us to liberate ourselves from shame and guilt, fostering greater freedom and self-acceptance. Releasing guilt and shame is not about condoning any specific behavior, but about honoring our humanity and inherent worth. Our sexuality is a natural, integral part of who we are, and we deserve to embrace it with love, compassion, and acceptance. Lesson 4. Connect with your body. Exploring self-pleasure can provide a valuable opportunity to deepen our understanding and connection with our bodies. By allowing ourselves to fully immerse in the experience without judgment, we can become more attuned to the intricate sensations and rhythms that flow within us. This heightened awareness can lead to a journey of self-discovery as we learn to recognize the subtle nuances of pleasure, arousal, tension, and discomfort. Engaging in this practice can foster a sense of presence and mindfulness, anchoring us firmly in the present moment. Through this process, we cultivate a greater sense of wholeness and integration. Rather than viewing our bodies as separate entities to be controlled or manipulated, we come to see them as integral parts of who we are. We embrace the full spectrum of our physical experiences, celebrating the diversity and richness they bring to our lives. As the Buddha wisely observed, to keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear. By nurturing our bodies through practices that promote self-care and well-being, we honor this duty and pave the way for a stronger, more resilient mind. Our physical and mental well-being are intricately linked, and by connecting with our bodies in a healthy and balanced way, we lay the foundation for a more fulfilling life. Lesson 5. Practice self-love. Self-love and self-care are integral to Buddhist practice. In Buddhism, nurturing love and compassion towards oneself is seen as crucial for achieving inner peace and happiness. When approached with mindfulness and compassion, masturbation can be viewed as a form of self-love. By engaging in this act with awareness and kindness towards oneself, individuals can deepen their connection with their bodies and honor their physical and emotional needs. The Buddha emphasized the significance of self-love and self-compassion in his teachings, stating that individuals are worthy of their own love and affection, just as much as anyone else in the universe. This recognition of inherent self-worth serves as a foundation for cultivating a positive relationship with oneself. When practicing self-care and self-exploration, individuals can focus on being present in the moment and tuning into their bodily sensations without judgment. This mindful approach allows for a deeper sense of connection with oneself and fosters a greater appreciation for one's body and its needs. It's important to note that self-love goes beyond just physical pleasure. It involves nurturing oneself on all levels, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Self-care practices can be a way to fulfill one's physical desires and release tension, but true self-love also involves caring for one's emotional well-being and spiritual growth. Lesson 6. Right livelihood. In Buddhism, the concept of right livelihood emphasizes engaging in ethical and meaningful work that doesn't harm oneself or others. It's about making a living in a way that aligns with our values and contributes positively to the world around us. While personal activities aren't directly related to our livelihood, it's important to consider how our actions, including how we approach self-care, reflect our values and impact our overall well-being. As the Buddha said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." This teaching reminds us to be fully present in our actions and decisions, focusing on the here and now. When it comes to self-pleasure, being present means approaching it with mindfulness and awareness, understanding its effects on our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Moreover, the concept of ethical living encourages us to consider the broader implications of our actions. While masturbation itself may not directly harm others, our attitudes and behaviors towards it can influence our relationships and interactions. For example, if we feel guilt or shame around self-pleasure, it may affect our self-esteem and how we relate to others. Ethical living invites us to cultivate a sense of integrity and responsibility in all aspects of our lives, including our sexual behavior. By aligning our actions with our values and striving for mindfulness and self-awareness, we can lead more fulfilling and meaningful lives. Lesson 7. Educate yourself. Lastly, it's essential to dedicate time to learning about our bodies, sexuality, and the ethical considerations surrounding masturbation. This involves exploring reliable resources, such as books, reputable websites, or discussions with knowledgeable individuals, to gain accurate and comprehensive information. By seeking knowledge and understanding, we empower ourselves to make informed choices that align with our personal values and beliefs. This includes comprehending the physical and emotional aspects of masturbation, as well as contemplating how our actions may affect ourselves and others. As the Buddha wisely said, knowledge alone is not enough. We must also put it into practice. This quote reminds us that simply reading or speaking holy words is meaningless unless we act upon them. To truly grow, we must not only educate ourselves, but also strive to apply what we learn in our daily lives. This fosters greater self-awareness and respect for ourselves and those around us. The question of whether masturbation is acceptable from a Buddhist perspective is not a simple yes or no, as it requires deeper contemplation and understanding of the teachings. Instead, it's a matter of understanding our intentions, embracing our sexual energy mindfully, and cultivating self-love and compassion. Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploration. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Until next time, may you be well, happy, and peaceful.